This segment is sponsored by West Michigan Works. Help wanted signs continue to pop up on just about every stretch of roadway and in every industry imaginable. One that might not immediately come to mind, but is essential to our very survival, is the agribusiness industry, the folks who produce, market, and distribute agricultural products. Rick Herrera is Vice President of Marketing with Herbrooks Poultry Ranch, and Carrie Brown is the industry lead from West Michigan Works, and they are here to talk about the need for workers in the world of agribusiness. And good to see you both.
Good morning.
Hello. Carrie, I want to start with you. Tell me a bit about why it's so important to get the word out about careers in agribusiness. What's going on in that industry that you folks are seeing at West Michigan Works?
Sure. There is an overall talent shortage in the region, and agribusiness is not unique to that. We know that across every industry there are recruiting challenges. Agribusiness is unique in that you're right. It's not one of the first things that pops into people's mind when they're out there looking for a career. And we do have 26,000 people across this region working in the agribusiness industry. That's 1 in 5 workers in our area. And so it's a hidden industry, but it really shouldn't be. It should be at the forefront of people's minds because everybody eats.
Yeah, everybody eats. So Rick, tell me about some of maybe the misperceptions or the unique aspects about this industry.
Sure. So with Herbrooks in mind, people think of the agriculture industry, they're thinking I sit on a tractor, I work in the fields, I, get dirty, it's muddy, it's stinky, sweaty, etc. When in reality, it's much like any other business where you have everything from caring for our hens, which is first and foremost, to working with the eggs, working in logistics, in finance, in HR, sales and marketing. There's a lot of different opportunities, and it really depends on what that person is looking for to, where they want to go in their career. And to echo Carrie's point, agribusiness is huge. Without it, we don't eat. And right now, the opportunities exist to start a great career in this particular business.
So Carrie, Rick described what's happening at Herbrooks. What about industry-wide? What kind of positions are his needs kind of, sort of applied broadly?
They are. In our livestock, in our animal raising industry, there is need for animal caretakers. There's a veterinarian shortage, and so veterinarian technicians are needed. In our food production, food processing plants, maintenance technicians. There's so much automation that's taking place in our food production. We need people who are skilled to be able to make sure that machinery stays running. On top of the automation, there's artificial intelligence, there's optical scanning, checking for quality. So these are really highly skilled positions that, that people once thought that, it was just a really easy job. And, there's a lot of thought that goes behind making sure being produced to the highest quality. And there's skilled workers that are needed to do those jobs.
So Rick, for someone who may be wanting to get started in the industry, talk a little bit about skill sets and sort of how they do that and whether there's training opportunities on the job.
Sure. So at Herbrooks, we train everyone that comes in, whether they want to work in production or they want to be a truck driver. Right now, a great career path that we see on the production end, for example, if you love animals, love working, side by side with a lot of really interesting people, we have the opportunity to bring you in on the production side, work your way up from in the houses to a supervisory position, all the way to managing one of our complexes, one of our farms. That we have a ton of stories where that's happening. To mention technology, we invest so much in keeping up to date and actually lead the industry in our automation and our use of robotics and IT. Our IT department is continually growing and being challenged. So whether you like working with your hands in maintenance or in another skilled position, whether you like driving, big shortage of truck drivers right now, and we do offer paid apprenticeships on that currently, or you like working with the animals. There's a ton of different things to look at, and we want to make sure we get the right people in that have that type of look in their future, and then help them get to their full potential throughout the organization.
For more information for both employers and job seekers in a variety of industries, visit westmiworks.org.